Good day and welcome back to another DB Legends video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at the anniversary for Dragon Ball Legends, but also at some of the game design that I feel has creeped into the game over the last couple months especially, and I think just is really not kind of up to speed or acceptable. So something that's really kind of shown its head recently in Legends, and it has two different parts to it, but the first part of it is the necessity to have the current summonable headline unit to do anything in the game. They make the bonuses for these units huge. They make them almost necessary to complete content in a suitable time period. Essentially, they aren't necessary through the point of how do I say they aren't necessary through the point of like using them to technically beat stuff, but they make beating things so much more convenient that you essentially have to have them. They're like the ultimate pay to convenience mechanic, and in some cases that convenience is so intense that it is almost fully necessary to have them, just to prevent you from wasting absolutely 1,000 hours playing the game. A second thing that's really kind of reared its head is that the first banner, generally speaking, is the best banner to get these units. Nowadays, they adjust the rates so much on follow-up banners when units reappear that getting secondary Legends Limited units is almost, well, not impossible, but is really just completely like out of hand almost. It really makes it so difficult to have units come back and have even less chance of pulling them. It really creates an incentive on the player to have to pull them when they first come around, which creates pressure, which in turn resorts to players buying chrono crystals. Understandably, this is a mechanic that they've placed in the game, but it's just something I find so ridiculous. Now, the anniversary itself is a great example of this trend in its ugliest form. If we look at all these events, and we can look at Extreme Battle, and we're going to look at every single one, the boost for having MUI Goku, the raid UI Goku, is in most situations 3 times other units, but sometimes 4 or 5 times the benefit you will have against other units. And not only that, but they have instituted a kind of penalty system for just having UI Goku. Now you need to have UI Goku to a certain level, which is something pretty insane. Extreme Battle is a great example. It's a great event. It's a hard, difficult event, but you get a Legends Limited 10% ticket for it, which is a pretty nice reward. Only issue is UI Goku, pretty difficult. So if you don't have them, hard luck. Same with Full Power Battle Gauntlet. The battle bonus units, all new summonable units, of course. And then we also have to factor in that Goku's boost is once again far higher than all of the other units. And it's just like, it's not something that's very, I think, fair towards players. It makes a huge incentive to get UI Goku. Now, some players who are new players may be able to have a large amount of chrono crystals, but it really kind of slaps a face in your older player base that don't have access to so many chrono crystals rapidly, who are really struggling to kind of get the unit. The thing I think I find the worst about it is it's not so much the free-to-play unit Z-Power, because they have amended that you can basically get it all from the event, but that it drops anniversary medals, and these anniversary medals are pretty rare. A lot of players have been playing hyperdimensional co-op and a lot of raid to get these medals, and to get 40 or 30 medals is something that's super helpful. Full Power Battle Gauntlet, or the Battle Gauntlet for the Zenkai for Vegito Blue, also as well requires essentially to have Goku. Again, his boosts significantly more than any other unit. A lot of this, like this issue with the boosts, isn't necessarily something you don't have to do. You can leave Goku with a huge boost. Just raise everyone else's boosts, even by 50%. Just raise everyone else's boosts a little bit, and just give more options. Just give like 3 or 4 more units that have good options, and give something, like give us a little decent free-to-play unit with a boost. You're already hindered by the fact that, there's a huge boost requirement for the main unit. Just give out more characters with boosts. You've got 6 characters here that have boosts. Just add another 4 onto that. Make it 10. Give people a good sample to choose from, and let them be able to at least use those to take on the event. Then it won't feel so bad to not have Goku. If everyone else also goes up by 50% in boosts, which means Goku's still by far the best, it's going to solve your problem. Hyperdimensional co-op. Again, another event that suffers from Goku. This one is where we see this new mechanic, in inverted commas, really kind of come out to shine, or start to come out. You'll notice, so the boost, of course, as always, very much in favor of Goku, very much in favor of the new units, essentially. And basically you need to have those if you want to have a good time or be able to do this event. But this is where a new mechanic comes out, and this is the boost system in terms of rewards. And this has sneaked its way in the last couple months in certain places, and it just hasn't been noticeable. But yeah, the drop amount has increased quite significantly if you have a Goku that is more than 2 stars. So now you can see they're creating not only incentive for you to pull Goku, but you need to pull Goku several times. And this is convenience. Again, this is that pay it to convenience mechanic that they seem to be taking advantage of. It forces players to have to do this because they need to have certain like mechanics basically that they have to have done. Like they need to have these so that they can get good rewards. Hoi-Poi is necessary to get a whole bunch of chrono crystals and to get equipment that'll help you in the anniversary raid. Not much, by the way, but will give you equipment that'll help you in the anniversary raid. This is incredibly predatory because it means that players need Goku. Otherwise, they're not going to have very convenient access to the rewards. Again, they're not locking you out of the rewards. They're just making it almost impossible to get the rewards without that Goku. And this rears its head to this is where everyone kind of saw how ugly this mechanic is during the Anniversary World Challenge raid. So if you have a 9-star Goku, so a 7-star Goku with 2 additional stars, then your Goku very essentially basically gives you 50 more anniversary medals. 50 more anniversary medals is 5 times the amount that a normal baseline Goku gives you. Okay, so not only are they like showing you that yes, having more Gokus gives you huge rewards, it increases your rates of capture so much because every other unit you can add in barely adds even something close to that amount. Have a 9-star Vegeta, you get about 7 more coins. Have all of the free-to-play units fully maxed out, 3 coins. So having Goku at 9-star essentially completely changes how many times you have to run this event. You go from having to run this event, like 50 times or 40 times to having to run this event literally like 100, 200 times. That's how big the difference between having a 9-star Goku and anything else is. Like, that's how big the difference is. So if you have everything else maxed, but you do not have a 9-star Goku, you still have to run this event like 170 something times to get the really good rewards. And the rewards from here are really, really good. 600 Legends Limited Power, 100 Legends Limited Power. There were Chrono Crystals as well. There's Z Multi-Power. There's 100 Sparking Multi-Power that you can get as well. There's so much here that you can get and can use. But it is just so predatory the way they make it for you to attain it. Like, you have to have a 9-star Goku. They're the missions as well that they introduced, which was great and really did help out, but it's a small dent comparatively. It was 1,000 anniversary medals and 300 Hoi-Poi coins, which is very cool, and I'm glad that they added it in. But realistically speaking, you wouldn't have to do this if you just change the rewards. If you want to leave Goku getting 50 coins, that's fine, but just give players a way to get 50 coins without having Goku, or lower the reward requirements. Make it so that people who have Goku only have to run the event like 10 times. And yeah, that's their perk for having Goku, whereas everyone else can run it like 30 times, you know? It's just insane. It is incredibly predatory, and it really tries to pry as much summoning out of its like player base as possible. And for an anniversary, it's just not really acceptable in any way, shape, or form. It's really something that I think is not cool. I think it really pressurizes your player base. I think it sets a bad precedent for future events, and like leaning so heavily on the first summonable unit. Dokkan does this. You know, anniversaries always release brand new spanking hard content, and the anniversary units are like some of the few units that can really take it on. But the game curves itself up so that all the reciprocating units over the next 12 months or so basically can handle that event, help players finish it. The easy A's help them finish it. You know, when you do something like this, essentially what you do is you constantly shoot back at your player base. You make it so they have to summon every single time, and there's no player agency involved. It gets even worse when you consider the fact that in PvP, featured units basically get a huge boost. They get an A tier boost, which is the third highest boost, and they remain there the whole time. So just by summoning new units, you already have units that have the featured boost. Again, I'm fine with making your units have a featured boost, but for me, give your Z tier units a much bigger boost. Expand your Z tier. Your Z tier realistically in Legends should probably be like 60% of your game at any given time, considering how quickly the meta moves on and how many units fall out and how many units haven't received the Zenkai. So just do that. Just make Z tier a bigger boost and just give wider access to characters. That's it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a comment down below or leave a like. Let me know your thoughts. I want to know how you guys are finding the anniversary. I myself am very disappointed in how they've handled some of these things. The community has sent a letter, which I will link in the description of this video, and there was some feedback back on that as well. But yeah, overall, I just think they could have done a lot better, and I hope that part 2 is a lot better, but that these trends change. I think these trends really need to change. And yeah, bye.